Hey everyone, welcome to Cozy Life Crafting. My name is Quinn, and here we like to craft for a comfy and cozy life. Okay, so it's been about 4 weeks since my last video. I think it was the last video where I said I was amending my goal a little bit for my YouTube goal for the year. Now, to be fair, I didn't really have a set number in mind for my original goal. It was just kind of focus on YouTube because I'm limited a little bit from my injury and then the following surgery on my arm and then recovery. So I amended that goal to 1 video a month. Any point in the month, it just has to be within that month. And according to YouTube, it's been 4 weeks since my last video. So I'm due for a video. Today is April 6th, I believe. It's the day after Easter. And I'm just kind of hanging out. It's a good day. It's nice and bright out, but I know it's chilly. And I actually have some things I can kind of talk about and show you guys and be excited about. And it's been a while since I've had stuff like that. And now I get to talk about it on here. So quick update first, post-surgery recovery. I am still in physical therapy. I still will be until at least early May. I had a reevaluation the other day. And so we're going until early May minimum. If by the time that hits, I feel good, I feel comfortable with where I'm at, then they kind of just discharge me and I move on and I just keep doing things on my own. If I still want some support and guidance and stuff like that, I would reduce to probably once a week. Yeah, it's going good. I still feel limited. I can't really knit. We are gonna try to see if they can help me, because there is something I do when I knit that hurts me, because every time I've tried to learn knitting over the past couple of years, I've had this kind of injury to my arm, and it's excessive. It's not just carpal tunnel, and it resulted this time in, yes, carpal tunnel, but tendonitis that got to the point of needing surgery. So I think I go for a session tomorrow, and I'm gonna bring one of my projects, and they're gonna look and kind of evaluate what am I doing with my arms, because I know to begin with I do everything with my yarn in a different way than a lot of people, and so maybe I'm also doing something a little bit different with my hands and arms, and that's causing me pain. So they're gonna kind of look at that, because a couple of them are knitters and crocheters. So they're going to look at what I do when I knit, because I've never had this kind of issue with crocheting, so they want to try to help me so I can get back to my knitting. So that's where that's at. I've done some quilting. I think since my last video, I finished a quilt that I was able to give to a brand new member of the family. Oh, he's adorable. Little baby boy came at the end of February, so he's a little over a month old now. And it's my cousin's baby. Him and his fiance had the cutest little nugget, and I got to meet him. And I got the quilt done in time. And it was a quilt that I had... It was a new to me method. I had done quilt as you go before, but I haven't done it in this way. So I'll post a picture of it. I guess I'll put it here. Look at that lovely, beautiful quilt. So this project was something that I started... God, maybe a little over a year ago, probably a year and a half ago. And I just had some charm squares, and I had a lot of white fabric, and I decided to just start putting things together. And I just kind of liked the idea of having the circles and pops of color and let it be fun. And this was a project that I told myself, whatever feels right, I'm gonna do. I'm not going into it with a plan. I'm just embracing what it wants to become. And my piecing with curves isn't the greatest yet, so I had to spend a lot of my time trimming a lot of the blocks, and it kept getting a little bit smaller because of that. And so I decided at one point when I found out they were having a baby, I was like, if I can get this done, at a decent time, this can be the baby's blanket. And it just kind of kept evolving, and as I was going with it, I decided to do quilt as you go, and it was one of my favorite projects. I can get perfectionist with my art. I try not to, because I am nowhere near perfect with my art, but I get very nitpicky and I get very hard on myself, and this was one where I didn't care. I just was enjoying the entire process, and it felt so freeing after the past nearly 3/4 of a year being very limited on what I could do because of my injury. And to have made this felt so good. I cannot express how good this felt. And it's made and it's been delivered. I brought it when I got to see him. He was like 2 weeks old. I think he was just a little tiny little baby. That was a lot of fun. And it was really nice to be able to deliver that and, you know, see my cousin and see my family and everything. And it was a great experience and really happy with how it turned out, and definitely looking forward to giving myself that freedom with projects in the future. Just if there's some kind of little spark of inspiration, just letting it start and just seeing what comes from it. I don't always work easily like that, but I really want to just allow that flow to kind of come. At least once in a while, I'll have a project like that going. But it came together, and it's this beautiful piece, and I'm just still so in love with it, and I was a little jealous that I gave it away, but it was small. I wouldn't have used it. Small for what I like. But I hope the little boy loves it and just has it for many years. And we'll hopefully be seeing him soon too, so it'll be fun. I have to make something else for him. I've set a standard, and I've got to always make him things. I like spoiling the kids in my life. The next thing is quilting adjacent. It's sewing, okay? I went to a quilt shop with my partner recently, and this quilt shop has 2 locations, and they opened one recently a little bit closer to me. It's like 30 plus minutes from my house. So I had gone to that location, and I've always heard of people talking about the other location, the original spot, and that it's really good. And a lot of people said like the other one is, you know, the older one it's bigger, it's got more stuff, has more variety. The newer location is a smaller spot, so they just focused a lot on fabric. But the other place has bag and garment and all this stuff. Well, we went, and on that same day I went to a needlepoint shop because I'm kind of getting back into embroidery and cross stitch and stuff, and I wanted to get some like linen fabric to practice and play with. And so we decided to go to this quilt shop on the same day. And for whatever reason, I was struck with a desire to make a pair of clothes, which I've never done before, but I've wanted to do since I started quilting, because that's when I started using like a sewing machine. So it's been about 6 years that I've wanted to make a garment. I made a pair of pants, and let me tell you, they're freaking amazing. The Rambler pants by Friday Pattern Company. And I was looking for fabric. You can tell I'm excited. I was looking for fabric, and I came across this, I think it's a cotton linen blend, and oh my god, it was so beautiful, and I loved it. And then like right next to it, I saw the same pattern but in a different color, and I had the inspiration of, I will make the bulk of the pants blue, the blue fabric, and then I will accent it with pink pockets, because it has 2 pockets on the sides plus the back pocket, so I was like, it'll have, you know, pops of pink. And then we went down the road to get lunch. Like, I bought all the stuff to do that style of it, and then while I was sitting there I was like, but what if I did one leg one color and one leg the other color, and then just swap the pockets on it so that it's a pink pocket on a blue leg and a blue pocket on a pink leg. I didn't buy enough of the pink to do that. And then my partner was like, well, we could just go back. He's an enabler. I love it. So we went back, I bought more pink, and I made these. Oh my god, I love them so much. I've worn them a few times already. The very first time I wore them after trying them on, I did have to fix a couple of the seams. They did kind of pop a little. And I think it's just a weird, this is made for a cis male body. I have curvier hips than that, so like waist and the rest of my body, like the rest of my legs, the size that I did was like perfect, but hips I needed like a size up, and since I don't know how to like adjust garments and patterns yet, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to just go with what I had, like follow the pattern as it tells me, and then eventually learn how to do stuff like that. So it's gotten a little bit more comfortable after like a couple washes. It's still not perfect, but I reinforced some of the seams, and it's great and I love it. And we went to the zoo recently with my cousin and her kids, and I got to wear them, and it's just fun and it feels good, and it's definitely not something I would ever like go and buy, because I do get self-conscious sometimes when I'm wearing something very bright and bold and people look at me. But with this, I'm just like, well, I can say I made it, and then people can be more impressed. Because if they're like, hey, your pants are cool, and I'm like, thanks, I made it, they can be more like, wow. Gotta stroke the ego a little bit there. We are going to I think it's the All New England Quilt Show for American Quilter Society this weekend. It starts this week, and we're going on Friday. We're meeting up with a friend there, and I'm gonna wear those, and hopefully she'll wear, she made herself a pair of overalls recently, and so I think we're planning to both wear our fun new pants that we made, and then we can walk around and be like, thanks, I made it, and be all happy. But yeah, so those, I'm just so in love with them, and I'm very excited to make more clothes. I would love another pair of these, but like in a chilled out pattern, like fabric, because one, the fabric is insanely comfortable. I typically wear jeans, it's my comfort, but this material is amazing and I love it, and I want more pants in this material, and then I just want one that's like maybe a couple more pairs that are just more neutral. They won't be as fun, but at least like I'd be able to wear more things that I made and be happy about that. So those were the Rambler pants by Friday Pattern Company, and looking forward to making more and kind of getting more into a garment making journey eventually. So my next finished project is actually a set of like 3 things. We're going to a concert in a couple of weeks. Very like small time artist right now, so like we were able to get VIP passes. I've seen him a couple of times. He's opened for one of my favorite bands, Nicotine Dolls. So when we saw them 2 nights in a row, he was the opener both nights, and we got to see him a little bit, and we really liked his music. And then we went to see him, I want to say it was his first solo concert. I can't remember that 100%. I thought that's what part of the excitement of it was. I mean, just also like he's talented and it was cool. We went to that. It was really nice. I got to chat with him after. He's a really cool guy. And then we got to see him again when my cousin, the one who had the little baby, when he got engaged, for their engagement gift, we took him and his fiance to the concert, because my cousin hadn't been to a concert before. So we went to see him. I made him a gift. I hopefully have a picture. I made him a pillow. He really likes the Celsius drink, so I made him a pillow with the Celsius logo on it. He's a really cool guy, and so we're going to see him again. I made him a couple gifts, so let me show you guys those. He recently released his first EP, and it's called Icarus. I did reverse applique on a sweatshirt with the EP name, and it's also one of the names of one of the songs. It's a really good song. By the way, I didn't say his name. His name is Jared Benjamin. Anyway, so here it is. So it did some reverse applique. This fabric is just a cool, I can't remember what the fabric is, but it's just a really cool distressed looking fabric, and it has some text on it and different stuff. I just also really like the teal. I think it's a fun pop. And then I hand stitched the outline and then cut out the excess fabric of the sweatshirt. And then inside I added some fusible fleece to help protect everything over time. I have since washed it just to be sure everything held together, because some of these methods are still new to me, and I trust it once it's been washed. I trust that it's holding up more, it's doing what it's supposed to do, because like it can look great, and then once you wash it you kind of know, okay, is it actually like a usable thing? So I washed it, it's great. And so that's one of his sweatshirts. And then I made him a second one. He has a song called 3 Steps Ahead, and this song got him kind of popular on Book Talk because it talks about like lightning, and so a lot of people from the Fourth Wing fandom kind of hooked onto that song and have taken it as this is Violet's song and everything. And by the way, I'm rereading the books. They're great. I love that people have latched onto this, and hopefully it does some good things for them. But so the song talks about lightning, and then it's called Three Steps Behind, Three Steps Ahead. Three Steps Behind. Oh my god, my head. I'm so out of it today. So, yeah, 3. I'm sorry, Jared. I will put it here because my head just suddenly, I convinced myself I didn't know the name of the song, and I think I had it right, and then I just changed it. Anyway. 3 steps ahead. It's ahead because then he's too far behind. Okay, 3 steps ahead. So I did the lightning, and then I decided to do the 3 to symbolize the song. But yeah, so this is a simple, lightweight hooded sweatshirt that I got. Both the sweaters I got at Michael's. The other one is just a sweatshirt, doesn't have a hood. And then this one is a very lightweight hooded one. I made this, I think, sometime in January. It was definitely before my surgery because I was worried I wouldn't get them done after my surgery because I had no idea how long my healing journey would be and like how limited I would be for how long. So I wanted to get them done, at the very least one of them. So I did the lightning one first, and then I still felt motivated and comfortable doing it. So then I made the Icarus one. And I love them, and I want to keep them, and they're not my size, and I'm jealous, but I also made them for him, so I can always make myself one if I want. But that also sparked, like, okay, I want to make myself something for the concert, and, like, that connects to him in some way or whatever. I do have some of his merch. I have one that, I believe it says his name, and it shows, like, a heartbeat, like, the line and whatever. And then I have another one that I think just says Jared Benjamin. And I have his hoodie that has like these 2 faces, that kind of like a smiley face and then a sad face, and they interlock. But then I kind of thought, like, I would love to have something that I could wear like at all concerts and like, I don't know. Well, I came up with an idea. My partner calls this the This Is Concerts shirt. So this is my concert shirt. So he calls it This Is Concerts because when I did this by hand, and when I had it in the hoop, all you could see was This Is Concerts. It was like cut off. I'll put the picture here. And so he just keeps calling it that. And then the other thing is I ran out of my embroidery floss on the last letter. Like I didn't have enough to even try to start it. And so I kept thinking, I was like, oh, okay, I'll go out tomorrow and get some. Then he was like, well, what if you did it in a different color? And then I was like, why would I do that? I put all this work in. Why would I switch it? And then he, like, I think he has 2 ideas behind it. Is one, people might ask the meaning behind a different color. And then I can just say, oh, I made it and I ran out of the color. And then that can kind of spark more interest in the fact that it's handmade versus like, I just bought an embroidered shirt. But then also, he's like, but the T stands for t-shirt. I love him. So my original idea for it was I was going to have a shirt that says, this is my concert shirt. And whenever I go to a concert or something like that, have the artist sign it. So Jared was going to be the first one to sign it. And, you know, just take a Sharpie, sign, see over the years how many autographs I get on it. But then I kind of thought, like, I would always wash it after I wear it, and that'll fade after a while. And like, so, you know, Jared signing it in April of 26 might mean that in December of 32, I don't know, his name is almost gone and the new person's like brand new and stuff. So I didn't want that. I wanted it to all feel like I am happy to have all these autographs. This means a lot to me. So I think my approach is going to be to have any artist or performer or whatever sign like a piece of paper, just sign onto a random piece of paper. And I also want them to do a doodle with it. It can be very simple. I don't care if it's a smiley face, a heart, whatever. And I will then transfer the autograph onto like a stabilizer or something, and then I will embroider it onto the shirt as if it was signed, but this way it's more permanent. And then with the doodle, that can be kind of come like an autograph book as well, but like of just doodles by these artists, which would be really cool. And it could just be something that I stitch onto a piece of fabric and then eventually put them all together in like a little scrapbook or something. Or something along those lines. Maybe take just a blank t-shirt like this and just put the doodles that artists have done. And then that can also be anybody. It doesn't have to be a musician. It can be, if I go to like this quilt show on Friday, I could have someone from there draw things for me. I could have, if I go to some kind of convention and meet like an actor or something. I don't really go to conventions like that, like acting conventions and stuff. But if I were to meet someone and have them doodle something, it can go onto that thing versus my concert shirt. And it would be a nice way to just encourage me to put myself out there a little bit and ask for it and be able to have like maybe a photo available to show them the concept, and maybe they'll be more into it at times or whatever, but it'd be cool. And then the more concerts I go to and the more autographs I then stitch onto here, I think the cooler that idea will be. And so both of the sweatshirts for Jared had that stabilizing fleece inside, and then for this t-shirt I added in it's a little hard to tell. Okay, you can kind of see the line of it. It's a like embroidery stitch protecting material. I think it was, I don't remember its exact name. I bought it off Amazon. I don't have like a favorite brand or anything. I haven't used this a whole lot in my life. And you just iron it to the fabric so it's not coming up, and it basically just prolongs the life of the shirt by protecting the stitches. It also helps keep the skin more comfortable, because if these stitches were constantly rubbing against my skin, it would irritate it, it would irritate me, and so this just helps it to stay safe longer. And it's very lightweight, and this particular material is meant for t-shirts, so it's stretchy. There's no like resistance in that. And yeah, so those are my finished projects as of lately. A beautiful quilt for the little baby, wonderful pair of pants that I'm in love with, and some concert goodies. So a couple final things I wanted to show off. We went to the zoo this weekend on Saturday with my cousin and her kids, so I just wanted to throw in some clips of the animals being adorable. I got to see two of my favorite animals, a sloth and a red panda. I just adore them, and the red pandas were super cute. The sloth was just kind of snoozing and kind of hard to see, but I'm glad I was able to see it. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope that if you're working on some creative and crafty stuff, that it's going well for you, that you're enjoying it and having fun. I hope everyone who celebrates Easter had a good Easter weekend. I hope you're all enjoying the start of spring. I hope you're enjoying and staying safe and healthy, and I hope that everyone just is doing well. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.